Good morning and welcome in, everybody. Before we get into this morning's update, I want to go over a quick overview of what's happening. As we can see, XRP is up about 4%, or just over 4% right now, as we sit at about the 58.5 cent level. XRP goes. There it goes. I got your food. Good kitty. XRP, we've talked about the entirety of the weekend about we were setting up a rally, and it played out by the end of the weekend into early morning. We talked about how it looks like a bump and run pattern, and that bump and run pattern in time, it doesn't necessarily have to get us all the way up here, but we thought even if we got a rejection, we should come all the way up here to this 59, 58 cent mark. Last night I kept talking about that just over 58.5 cent mark, and then we talked about the beauty of this is, and if you're part of my copy trade group, you had a explosive day yesterday. If you are copy trading me, you had an explosive day yesterday. And I capitalized my trade, and it's already closed now. But we talked about yesterday how if XRP was bullish, it would do something like this. Remember in the live? I drew this out for everybody. It did exactly what I drew out. Not even just did exactly, it did it at the exact moment and came up the way we talked about. We talked about that V shape. Sorry, that's not supposed to be in there. It's like this. That V shape. I was doing some drawing last night after it started breaking up, but this is what I drew last night for everybody. Now it's filled in. I drew this out and I said, if it comes down here to 56.20, I'm going to take a shot. And it started to create its consolidation. And then I decided to do what I told everybody in the live. And like I said, if you are part of the copy trading group, you are exploding right now. We started with $100. That's it, $100. We had a $100 challenge, and we wanted to see how far we could grow it. Right now, let's go into the copy trading, my lead trading. Right now, we were up $179.90. And last night, we made a couple trades. So we started with a 19.9% trade at 8:30 or 8:11 yesterday morning until 8:35. I did a second trade last night for 5.86%. And that was at about right after our live last night. It was open for almost an hour. Then I watched it consolidate before bed, and I decided to open up a second one. I went 56.31, closed at 56.64 last night. Then it consolidated, went back down, created what I thought was a nice reversal for the V shape, and I reopened at 56.64, closed at 58.07, and that made another 25%. $214 on it. So the followers made about $340 yesterday who follow as well. So statistically right now, if you started watching from the beginning, or if you started following, we started with a $100 challenge. We are now up 179.9%. And yesterday we hit a 25%er. Let's see what we hit. 25%, 5.8 and 19.9%. So we made 52% yesterday on a Sunday, which is absolutely phenomenal. I'm very happy about that. We made money Saturday as well, but just on Sunday we nailed over 50% on the copy trading. And if you started with our $100 challenge, we're now up to $279.90. That is beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely beautiful. And if you want to copy trade me, just go in the video description below and or pinned comments for HOTCOIN. Click on the link. And right now I've been working with HOTCOIN to try to get something for the community. Since we've had people that have signed up to the exchange through our link, it gives us a little flexibility when I talk to the people through HOTCOIN. And right now, if you sign up and you're trading on HOTCOIN, you sign up through the video description below, join HOTCOIN, no KYC or VPN. And if you sign up right now, and this is mine exclusive, so you have to click on my link, deposit your money, but if you deposit $100, and you futures trade one time, you get 20 bucks. It's a 20% cash back. If you do $500 deposit and trade 20,000 in futures, and it seems like a lot, but it's not. If you do a $1,000 trade and a 20x $1,000 trade, that's 20,000 futures. And then you get 100 bucks back. If you deposit $1,000 and you do 50,000 in futures, you get $210. And then if you do $5,000 deposit and you do $200,000, and that seems like a lot, but if you do a $5,000 deposit, that's a 40x open on a futures trade, and that's $200,000 just on one trade. And that'll give you 1,200 bucks. This is a community-specific promotion, and I reached out to them. I tried to work something out. It's taken me months to do this, but this is from August 20th to September 5th. So if you join starting August, well, you can join now, but if you deposit money, click on the link, and starting August 20th, if you deposit this amount of money and you make that amount of trading, you get 20% back. That's the best I could do, and I can't even believe I was able to get them to agree to those terms. But I'm trying to make something special for our community, and I told them I'm promoting this exchange. I don't ask anything out of it, but that means I want to have a few perks for my community, and they actually agreed with me. So they appreciate it. We've had 98 people sign up to HOTCOIN through our community. So the more people that sign up there, the more leverage I can get with them. They've helped me out a lot as far as tweaking the futures trading, and they've been very upfront. So I'm very happy this morning when I seen this, that they were willing to help our community out. And this is a community-wide event. If you join HOTCOIN, you get those awards, those deposit bonuses, and I'll continue talking about it, especially tomorrow, because that's when it starts. But get it situated, because it's going to be pretty interesting. Or you can join on BITUNIX as well. That's in the video description below in our pinned comments. They both trade XRP. HOTCOIN has the XRP Bitcoin pairing, so there's an advantage there. But we'll get into the charts. Make sure to hit that like button so YouTube does recommend this update. I mean, I just think everybody should be paying attention. I think everybody in my audience, if you appreciate what I do, you should be subscribing and then considering the copy trade, because like I said, I was starting with the $100 challenge, so everybody could join. Yesterday, I started with the $100 trade, but every time it went up and back down, because I had a stop loss, that it was in a fantastic spot. Because I know when I buy in, if it's going to break below, I have to have a stop loss there. Otherwise, you get caught up in big losses. So I'm very strategic, and I'm just so very blessed. The one thing that makes me the happiest is that when I was looking at the copy trading, because I do separate trades, so I did a $700 17x trade, and that made like $285 separately. So, but I have a challenge here that I want to build this up, and I want us to go from $100 and eventually get to $1,000. Right now we're up from $100 to $279. But what made me happy was when I looked at the order data, we're starting to go up a little bit. Yesterday, when we made that second trade, users made $214, or the trade last night that I closed this morning. The one before that, they made $36.87. So that means if you're following me, the users made over $340 on a Sunday. That is fantastic. So make sure to hit that like button so YouTube does recommend this update, and I'll catch you on the other side of the intro. Good morning, 8:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, August 19th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So going to get the update out, going to go up to the gym, and then my son's got physical therapy later this afternoon at about 3:30. So it's going to be a little busy day, and then I'll be back tonight as well to do the live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I look forward to that. I know that intro was a little longer than normal, but I wanted to make sure to get that promotion that's available for our community starting tomorrow with XRP, or with trading. So I wanted everybody to be aware of that before it comes out, but I was just thrilled that they were able to put that together for our community, because we do show them a lot of support by using their exchange. And then I show them a lot of support by talking about it to get some of you to trade with me. And also, you know, so you not have to deal with those spot and leverage trading fees from other exchanges, yada, yada, yada. So right now, XRP, we talked about how it looked like a bump and run pattern. And we talked about first layer, even if bearish, 57.4. And then we talked about a FVG gap, or a fair value gap, that we had around 58.7 cents. That's been satisfied now. This is where it turns into a doozy. Because to start this Monday morning now, we've had a nice push up, and what do we talk about every Monday morning coming off the weekend? Or in particular, what do we talk about every trading day after we've had a rally overnight? What do they like to do? Around 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, they like to, if it's going up, they like to reconsolidate back down. And that doesn't mean it's ready yet, because it's only 8:13, so we might have caught the back end of this, so we can see it maybe come up to 61. But traditionally, if it's going up, by the time the US market wakes up, they consolidate back down. And then if it's going down, they consolidate up when the US market breaks up or wakes up. So right now it's about 8:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's 5:13 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we're looking at about what happens in the next hour and 17 minutes. We'll tell a big story. We'll tell a massive story. I'm very happy about this because the bump and run pattern, even if bearish, is playing out. And a bearish bump and run should have got us up. Actually, we're basically there now. We did hit that 59-cent mark. So, I mean, I still suspect that we might not be over yet. Now, that 57.4 cents is a huge pivot layer. We've also got this exhaustion wick. And this was something that me and Nick talked about last night in the live. And Nick, I appreciate you being part of this live last night. I think there was about 113 people last night, which was impressive with the market going down. But we talked about how it needed to come back up. And I believe you pointed out at the 587 level, which was absolutely spot friggin' on. Look, we came right up to 58.9 cents last night. You targeted right around that area in the live. I as well targeted right around that area in the live. And I said, if it pours out the way that we're talking about last night in the live, which unbelievably, if anybody was watching that live last night and you wonder what kind of value we have here, and you wonder why you're watching, that call last night about how it dumped out and was going to make that recovery was such a beautiful call. And anybody who was in there last night was able to capitalize on money. It's that simple. We talked about that drop before it ever even happened. And it was just a thing of beauty, honestly. Okay, so this is what I was drawing out last night. I don't usually do this, but this was in the live last night. I was going to say, I don't think so. I thought I was on the same chart. All right, I'll draw it out one more time. And this is where I knew exactly where to buy. And this is what I drew out for the audience last night. And yeah, you got to bear with me.
Now if it does this, it does the V down to 56 or like that. See what I'm saying here? Then it can swing up.
And that's exactly the 58.83 was what I was talking about. We would try to buy it around 56.10, 56.20, and then we could go from there. And I tailor-made that for everybody last night. I just, right before I ended the live, I showed it earlier in the live, but right before I ended, I drew that exact thing out all the way up to 58.8 cents. And I said, this is what I'm playing. And if it comes down, I'm taking a shot. And it came all the way down to 56.10. I let it set up a little bit, and I bought it at 50. Well, the first time I bought it at 56.24, and then it sold out for 5-point-something%. Then I bought it back at 56.66 and rode it all the way up over 58. And now, as we can see, it looks like that 58.42, that exhaustion candle is where we could be getting the rejection or at least the resistance, which is very common. So if you were watching last night, the value of the lives is you can see this in real time. And if you've noticed now with the copy trading, I base my copy trades off of what I find in the lives. So if you notice, my copy trades always open up late at night or early in the morning because I'm basing it off of what I was watching for my trades. Last night, within 15 minutes of logging off of our live, it did that drop down to 58.10 like we talked about. Mind you, or 56.10, and mind you, we were over 57 cents when I put that out there. Because it looked like we had a bearish finish to the day yesterday in the daily. We had a lot of gravestone dojis showing up. And we talked about if we could come down and create that quick recovery, we could have a nice move up near 59 cents, last night and into today. And I talked about all weekend about the rally this weekend. And I know a lot of people were like, oh, he said it's going to rally, it's going to go down. But I did start out the weekend by XRP teases weekend rally, should you buy sub 60 cents? And it wasn't because I think it's the best spot to accumulate. I just thought there was a chance to make money this weekend, that's all. So now you look at the drop down here, and if you bought it where we bought it back, on the leverage trade, you could have even bought spot and made 4% this morning. So, but that's what you have to do there. You have to be creative. We've seen that exhaustion wick up to 58.4, which we rode yesterday morning for 19.9%. Had some consolidation back down, rode it back up initially for 5-point-something%, let it consolidate and rode it back up for 25+%. That's how you trade. And you want to know what the crazy part is about all of that yesterday? The biggest risk I had all day was $4.14 on that trade last night. If it would have went through, I would have lost $4.14. And yeah, it was about $42.14 on my other trade, my personal trade, because it was like 7 times bigger. But still, The point is you find a spot where it looks very opportunistic, and you look at the risk reward, even for the group, on that $25 trade we made, that risk reward was about 6.5 to 1. That's what I like. Anything over 3 to 1 risk reward, you're looking pretty good. That means you make 3 times more than you would lose on the trade if it goes your way. And you don't want to be guessing, so we looked for an exhaustion candle yesterday. We talked about how it was a bear flag, remember? For anybody who was here, and then it had to come down, exhaust out near 56.10 or 56.20, come back up, and then push out. And that's I mean, I'm so happy to see how this played out. So, I mean, that's a good breakdown this morning. If we don't get past 58.42 and hold that as a support, then it allows us to come back and try to use 57.4 as a support structure. And don't get mad. We just got over a thinly traded weekend. This happens quite often at the end of a weekend, and that's why we try to target end of the weekend moves like that. So I hope you guys were paying attention, and I hope now we're up to like 10 or 12 people that are actively copy trading. And like I said yesterday, that last trade, over $240 was made by the audience. That's unbelievable. I love seeing that so very much. So that's that. We can see we're consolidating back down, which I'm not surprised at all. It's the Monday morning. This always happens. So, and then I want to read this, and then we'll look over the crypto fear and greed index, and then we'll get out of here. XRP on verge of biggest breakout in price history. Details below. And if you appreciate my work, consider joining Tom's Army and getting that emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, or sending 1 YouTube super chat per month. You can even go on Cash App to pay it forward and type in Tom Jr. 222, so TOMJR 222, and you can send me a Cash App donation. I know it works because Kryptonian did it last night. Send me a $10 donation during the live through Cash App, which I'm going to use that this morning on B2 Gold. The price of XRP, the 7th largest cryptocurrency on the market, kicked off the new week with the green candle suddenly outshining all of its top competitors. This price action reignited talk of what could be the biggest breakout in the price history. And I'm gonna FUD it up on this morning's update. I'm gonna put that in the title. XRP on the brink of its biggest breakout in price history. I'm gonna say something like that. I'm gonna FUD it up this morning. You better believe it. I did a lot of work over the weekend, so I'm gonna FUD it up. It's not technically FUD, but it might be FUD for the moment. Thus, as some positivity, ladies and gentlemen, on this Monday morning. I literally just rolled out of bed like 17 minutes ago. So, thus, as some may know, or notice on the chart, since 2018, after XRP ended its nearly 60,000% rally in 315 days, the price of the popular cryptocurrency started to decline. But in a specific way, as one can see, a symmetrical bullish triangle pattern is formed following the price performance of XRP over the past 6 years. This pattern is formed when the price paints lower highs and higher lows, with 2 converging trend lines meeting at the apex. It suggests indecision on the market with decreasing volatility as the price approaches the apex, which we are getting close. We are getting close to the apex. I mean, their apex isn't until about, this is the longer standing chart, but this would have you consolidate out. And then if this broke out, you'd be looking at more than double, more than the 2 digits, more than $10 if this particular one plays out. Typically, the pattern signals what the price may break out in the direction of the existing trend, which, if we are still following the 2018 case, is up. This indicates a continuation of bullish momentum for XRP once the breakout occurs. Judging, by the way, by the XRP price chart, there is not much left before the pattern is completed. However, the end has not come this year and will probably not come in the first half of 25 either. It is interesting to see where XRP could go if the triangle is indeed to be, as the cryptocurrency is already a $30 billion asset, and if it achieves even half of 2018 performance, it will be 30,000%. That means XRP's market cap could reach 9.6 trillion, something you probably did not believe could happen. And 9.6 trillion when the total crypto market cap is about, what, under 2 trillion? That's why people don't find it possible. But when all that money comes into crypto, you better believe that it's going to happen at some point. Maybe not to 9 trillion, but I suspect we're going to get much upwards of higher than $10, and we're going to hit $20 one day. I feel it in my gut. Fear and greed index at 28 today. Yesterday was 31. Last week, extreme fear at 25, and last month, 74 greed. I appreciate everybody who watched this update, and I will catch you on this afternoon's update, or the quick 60-second short. If you made it till the end, hashtag be better, do better in the comments.